again, Simon, just 10, 15 minutes ago, we were talking about the Chelsea game yesterday.
Yep.
Now, Chelsea won when they had to win. And we said to Neil, what about Havertz? Do you think he was lucky to stay in the pitch? Now, I mean, for those who don't know, Kai Havertz flattened Dan Burn with an elbow to the face. He got a yellow for his trouble. And you went for it. Now,
Well,
you were saying to me, shouldn't have stayed in the pitch, had to go.
No, I thought it was deliberate, mate. When I look at the elbow and the way it went in, I thought that was intentional, I have to say. But I understand, referees, etc., taking the sort of middle road job. I understand that because it's hard. But that particular one, and I don't like players getting sent off. And like Simon says, that sort of physicality, I love that in a player.
Well,
so
I
can't knock that. But in that particular case, I thought he knew what he was doing.
You thought it was deliberate. I mean, we're talking about serious foul play. Was it serious foul play?
I thought it was, me personally. But some of the other opinions would say no. But that's how you asked me what my opinion were.
We're talking about him endangering the safety of his opponent. In this case, Byrne. Did he do that?
I thought he did. Yeah, I thought he knew what he was doing.
We're talking about excessive force or brutality.
Well, I thought it was. Yeah, I thought it could have busted his jaw if it had been any harder. So,
but as you said there, though, I think you said it. If Havertz was your player, you'd want him to jump.
I'd want him to go in for
as committed a fashion as
I
he
would.
did.
Yeah, I don't think he needed to go with the elbow at that angle that he went in with his elbow. I think he could have gone up with his arm, and just and the soft part of his arm caught him in that respect. If he hadn't gone up with it, I would have given him a rollicking for not going in for the tackle. Are you with me? So
See,
I understand where they're coming from.
Yeah.
I just thought playing the game, I think when you played the game, an elbow, whether it's intentional or whether it's an accident. I don't think that was an accident.
You think it was an accident? Neil doesn't.
I don't know, unless you can see into the mind of someone and understand what their thinking was. You can never be entirely sure. I mean, Byrne is a strong central defender, and he puts it about, and then and you could see in the interview afterwards that Havertz was very adamant that he hadn't done it, but he also qualified some of the treatment they were getting during the game by saying that their style of play was to be physical. There was a lot of fouls going in the game, and when you look behind that, you could possibly say in the back of his mind, whilst I don't suppose he went in there to elbow him and really hurt the player, he went in there to make sure that he came out of the best of it. Now, in a different life, I'd be saying to Neil, well, that's what we want our forwards to do. We want to make sure they leave something on the centre half. In the modern game, where you can't even fart on a player these days without getting sent off, you're in the reality of the situation being that I'm surprised he stayed on. I'm surprised that the referees that look at the game the way that they do.
I'm not sure VAR, Simon. I'm not sure VAR. The problem with VAR for me is you've got the same sort of guy looking at VAR that's actually refereeing the game. Never played the game, most of them. Know the rules, just don't know the game. That's what Bill Shankly once said. I don't think it ever changes that. And so until you get somebody that's played the game, either an ex-manager or ex-player or somebody on the VAR, nothing's going to change in that respect.
Yeah.
But you got the same people doing
And like
it.
the Newcastle penalty that wasn't. I know you have a strong view on that.
Hey, listen. Well, I had the other Murphy with me, and they could fall easily, the brothers.
Yeah.
But that is a stonewall penalty, and I just don't understand how they can't be asked to go to the monitor. That's why they don't use it enough. They look after each other and they take things away. But that is a stonewall penalty, that. And goals change games.
Yeah.
And I think over the course of the season, your Chelseas, your Man United, your Man Cities, they get the rub of the green with the referees. They are a bit frightened of them, the referees. I think they're frightened to death of the big clubs, and if there's they'll always sway that way. Craig Pawson, dear me, I never wanted him against Chelsea. Twice I got fined 25 grand, I think, for him again, and I was right both times.
Right.
So
right.
you can't win, but that's how our referees are, I think, nowadays.
I mean, would you, someone like yourself, Neil, and I think I know the answer to this before I even ask it, would you, in an ideal world, offer your services to VAR?
No,
because of the amount of experience you've got in the game.
No, because it would take too much time. I ain't got much time left now. 73, so I need to be Saturday afternoons. I need to be doing things. Not at the. But they do need. There's enough people that's retired. There's enough people that's played the game that want to be involved. And I think a lot of experienced people would welcome the chance. It's just that Mike Riley's frightened to death of changing his nice little group that he's built up, and he doesn't want to change it. And he was a robot. Mike Riley refereed like a robot. He wants all his referees to be robots. And they've no. My dad used to say common sense. was the one thing that referees need. And he almost trying to get them to get rid of common sense. It's all going to be robots soon.
No wonder you love this guy when he was in charge of your club.
Yeah, he's right and he's wrong in some respects, because
Neil.
there is an element of protocol that deployed into place that the whole idea of VAR was for referees to be given support in a situation where they've got Sky broadcasters analysing every single scenario, managers screaming at them, and circumstances in front of them. What they needed was some support because the game's moved on.
Right.
And what it always should have been is that referees should have been calling for tech rather than tech calling the referee. And Neil's right. The idea that referees should be able to go to the monitor, but it should be at their demand. They should be able to say, I want to have a look at this again. They should want to do it. And if they don't do it, they should be made accountable for not utilising the tech. The idea was to give them support, not to automate the game, not to make it lose its ideal. I don't like the notion that Neil advances that they have never played the game so they can't referee it, because you can ask people like Jose Mourinho, can they manage a football team? They never played. It's about the quality of the individual. If you're a leader and you're a strong character, and maybe the characteristics of referees aren't set out to be leaders, you get a few of them, like Howard Webb, but then he went the other way, started to read his own press and started to believe and become president of his own fan club. You got to get the balance right. It's a difficult job.
Sure.
You've done it, Neil. You've refereed, so he knows what he's talking about in some respects. But the bottom line is that there's no reason for mistakes to be made if you've got the tech and you've got to utilise it properly. They're not utilising it properly.
Jim White and Simon Jordan. Monday to Friday mornings from 10 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.